Alright guys, after installation of GeoServer you will get the interface which is look like this, and for me I installed the GeoServer of 2.15.1 version, and then if you go to the localhost colon 8080/geoserver you will get the interface like this. If you don't know how to install the GeoServer, probably you need to check my previous video installation of GeoServer. I will put this in a description. So after installing this you can type the username and password for GeoServer. For me it's the default username and password. By default GeoServer provide the username as admin and password is GeoServer, and just login. So after login you may notice here I don't have any layers, store or workspaces. So I'll try to explain these things as well while I am creating this. So yeah, so first thing is we have to go to the workspace and create the workspace. So I'll just create the workspace. If you check here, maybe I'll just show you the side by side. If you try to add the workspace, for me I'll create it as the demo workspace name, and then if I submit it here it will create the demo folder inside our data directory, GeoServer data directory. So let me submit this, and then it will create the demo dataset workspace, and with some XML settings. That means here you can see the name is workspace, and then namespace also URI as workspace. So these are the just setting files created by the GeoServer. So after creating workspace we can add the stores. Store represent the link to the actual dataset. So we may have the store of three types, basically vector data store, raster data store, and then other data sources like from services WMS, WFS, WMTS. Okay, so here I'll try to cover all the most important data sources, data stores. So let's see. So first thing is we may need this directory of spatial files, so we can connect this as a store. So for this let me add the name is dir shp is the name. You can add your name whatever you want, and then I can browse to the actual data. One thing you may notice here, so I can get the data from local disk C, D, F, G, but the most good way to upload the data is uploading data inside the data directory. That's why I'll manually copy our data inside the data folder, data directory /data. So after that I can link the actual data from here. So here I loaded all my data set by manually, just by copying here. After that if you go to the data demo, then you will get all these files, our actual data set. So let me save it. So after saving you will launch to the new layer page. So here you can publish the layer one by one. Just click on publish, and then this name will be used as the name of the layer, and then this title will be used for the showing layer information, which I'll show you in the layer preview button. So after that you don't need to touch any of other things. By default setting is okay. Almost 90% of the time we don't touch any other settings. By default it's setting by the GeoServer is okay for us, and then you just need to compute the bounding box of data. After computing bounding box you may need to save the data, and then if you click on layer, now we have one layer, and then if you go to the layer preview, you will get the layer is which is from demo workspace, and then colon, this one is the layer name. So if you open it, it will be the our actual layers. If you want to see the layer in QGIS, maybe just let me load the data. So this one, yeah, this is the exactly same data which we are showing here. Yeah, after loading the data into GeoServer, you can get this data as the WMS or WFS service, which will be very useful in the mapping libraries like leaflet or open layers. So alright, so let me add other layer as well. So after connecting the store here, you don't need to create another store for like same directory. So you just go to the layer and then just add new layer, and then add new layer from directory of zip file, and then you can publish another layer. Let me publish this LP, this layer, and then you can change the layer name as well. It will you can put the convenient name. I'll put the LP. So after that, you can just compute the bounding box. Don't forget to compute it and just save it. So now we have two layers, and if you check here in the name, we have now LP. So if you open this is the our land parcel dataset. So if I check in QGIS, so this is the land parcel dataset, which is exactly same as our original dataset. Okay, so in this way you can add the add all the dataset from same store directory shape file. For now, for this example, I just loaded the only two dataset. I think it's enough for demonstration. So let me add the another store. So maybe this time I'll use the shape file only. That means it will add the only one shape file at a time. So let me add the name is SHP store. Normally in many cases we'll provide the data source name and description is the same parameter, and also same for title and name, and then just provide the shape file location. So this time maybe this LP 2050 A3S2, and then just save it and publish it. And you may change the name and title as well, but for now I think it's okay for me. Okay, just save it. Now we have three layers, two from the directory shape file directory data store, one from shape file only. So if you check this layer, is also the same layer which is from here, this layer. Okay, and the source may be the PostGIS. The most convenient way to load the vector data into the GeoServer is PostGIS connection. So here I'll show you the table that contain the spatial data. So I have this database name, it is the STSS, and inside here I have the schema name Geoinformatics Center, and then here is my data, so admin layer. So if you check it, it's the similar data which is similar to this one. So I want to add this data from here PostGIS, so I can visualize it in a web map. So for that I have to go to store, add store, and go to PostGIS, and then I can name it as the DB PostGIS DB data. So just write it DB, and for me it's localhost port is this, and my database name is HTSS, and then my schema name is Geoinformatics Center. By default you may have the schema public, so but for me it's Geoinformatics Center, and then username is Postgres, database username Postgres, and type your password, database password, and after that you can save it. So after saving the information, you will launch to the new layer page exactly similar to the other store, and then these are the tables from our this connection. So we have 4 tables, and it will list the 4 tables as the layer name. So for now I'll just publish this admin layer table. So just click on publish, and then you can change the name, but for me it's okay, and then compute the bounding box and save it. So if you go to layer preview and click, you will get the same layer which is similar to the PostGIS geometry. So alright, in this way you can publish other layers as well. So if you go to the add new layer and then change the store to the DB, and then you can publish EAR or DSF as well. So just publish EAR and compute it and save it, and you can visualize it here. So like this. Alright, so let's try other store. So here most commonly used stores are shapefile, directory of spatial data, and PostGIS. Other store are rarely used, but you can try by yourself if you are interested in this kind of other stores. But I recommend you to use PostGIS for vector dataset. Normally storing the shapefile in the directory or in the folder structure is not the feasible way. If you store it in the PostGIS, it will improve your performance as well. Your data will be load faster than directly retrieving it from the folder structure. So let's go to the raster data source. So I'll show you the GeoTIFF source. So let's click on here, and then I can write the data source name is okay, TIFF store, and then I'll provide the same name here, and then URL to the data demo, and I have these 3 TIFF files. So I can let's suppose I'll use this BCK, and then just save it, and then it will launch us to the new layer page, and then I can just publish it. You may change the name or title, and then after that my bounding box for raster data is automatically calculated, and just need to save it. And you can visualize this from a layer preview button, and then you can visualize the layer which is the my exact data set. One thing I just want to specify, when you are trying to retrieve this data WMS or WFS service, you may need this name, layer name, so which will be reflect in our this URL. As you notice here, our URL will be geoserver, and then this is the workspace name, and this is the WMS. What means it's the WMS request, and its service is WMS, and version is 1.1.1, and request is get map request, and our layer name will be the demo. This percentage 3a means our colon, and then this is the name of the layer. So in that way your name of the layer will be the workspace colon layer name. So this will be very useful for retrieving the layer in leaflet or open layer. Later I'll show you. Okay, so yeah, that are the main stores. So you may need the GeoTIFF, also you may need the image mosaic or old image or geo package as well, but for now I think GeoTIFF format is enough. So most of the time you load the data GeoTIFF files as the raster data store, and you may get the service. Also you can try the connecting WMS as well. So if the layer information is coming from some URL, like let's suppose, let me open this in another tab. It's actually the WMS service. If you retrieve this from this URL, you may if you receive the data from same kind of URL, then you may input here the capability URL and then username and then password and then other parameters, and just need to save it, and it will also store the layers in similarly this kind of layers. So that's all about layer. So let's go to the layer group. So here you can add the one or two layers in a same group. So let me add the layers first. So maybe I'll add these two LP and BU dataset, because these both dataset are from the same area of interest. So let me add BU first and then add LP, and then I can also drop up and down these layers, and also I can provide the default style of one layer as well. So for me I think building up and LP down is okay, and then I have to generate this bounding box. So it will automatically generate. Here is the button, so you just need to save it now. Sorry, I forgot to provide the name. So layer group name. Okay, layer group name, and then just save it. And then if you go to layer preview, and you will get the our layer group. So if you preview it, it will contain the both the layers, which is these two, LP 2050 A3S0 and BU 2020 A0S0 is the combined form. So one thing you may notice here, so for all kind of data, it store the style is just grayscale boundary or PNG form. So just grayscale styles. So we can change these styles as well. So for that you may need the QGIS to generate the styles. So maybe I'll just generate the style for our raster data first. So let me add this here, and then I'll generate the style here from symbology, and then palette or unique, and then classify. Oh, it's too much. Maybe single band pseudo color, and then give it the nice color ramp, and then just need to classify and apply here. So if I go to zoom to layer, and our map will be look like this. So after that you may just need to save the map. So save the map style. So just save style. Okay, save style. I'll save it in desktop. So let's say raster style dot sld, and you may select the SLD format and then just save it and apply. Okay, So after that you may need to upload this style to the GeoServer. So here in the style section you can add the style, and then you can choose the file and then upload it. So here is our raster style, and you can upload this. So if you preview the legend here, so legend is similar, which is coming from this QGIS. So by default it will create the this ramp type of legend, but you can change this ramp to classes as well from here type, but for now it's okay. And then you can also specify the workspace as well, and after that you can submit this. So here is our style file. So I need to go to layer, and then need to go to check this layer, and then go to publish, and you don't need to do anything here. I already mentioned you 90% of the time we don't need these options. These are for advanced features, so we just need to update our style file, demo raster style. So just save it, and after that if you load this, here is the same style from QGIS. This layer is not the exactly same, because here this may be the issue with coordinate system. So I am loading my data in WGS 84, but this layer in GeoServer I have the coordinate system is projected coordinate system. This one is WGS, so maybe that's why the map is not properly structure, it's tilted in horizontal. So but the style will be applied in same way. So okay, so one thing I just want to inform you, during applying style we cannot apply the raster style, raster dataset style to vector layers. So if I let me show you what I mean. So this admin layer is the vector dataset. So if I try to apply the raster style, so if I try to save it, and then if I try to load now, it won't load, error rendering coverage on the first path. So that means our style is mismatched. So we cannot assign our raster style to vector dataset or vector style to raster dataset. So for this maybe I need to create the separate style file. So I'll just zoom to layer, and then I'll go to properties, and then maybe I'll create the graduate color, so based on people, classify, and then apply, save. Okay, so after that I may need to save this style file. So here you need to select SLD and then save it here, vector style. Okay, just save it, and then you can after saving you can update this style in the GeoServer. So just upload it and then assign the workspace. It's not necessary, but I used to assign the like this style is under the workspace demo. So just look at the legend preview, which is the same legend here. So that means it's okay. So you just need to submit it, and then you just go to layer and then just assign the style file, same style file. So where is our this raster demo vector style? So just need to save it and then just preview. Yeah, so yeah, in that way you can apply the style of your raster or vector dataset. And also if you click on any point, this information regarding this exact same pixel will be pop up here. This is called get feature info request. This map represent here is the get map request. So yeah, so this all are what I am showing is this is called the WMS request. So that means it will get the PNG image of any layers which already hosted in GeoServer. So if you want to get the WFS request, that means feature request, so you just need to click on all formats and then click on GeoJSON, and it will provide you the information of GeoJSON. So it's the WFS request, it's called WFS. Here you can see the service WFS, and then request is get feature. So if you try to get the other format, you will also get like CSV, and I can just see it in the Excel sheet. And also there are lots of WMS and WFS format available. So most common WFS output is GeoJSON. Also you may get the shape file. So yeah, okay, so I think that's all about GeoServer. So in GeoServer you just need to know you can load the data from various sources, and then you can store the layers as much as you can. I already tested 6,000 layers, loading 6,000 layer in the same GeoServer instance. That means I think you can load up to more than 10,000. I am pretty sure you can load up more than 10,000 layers. So that means you can host the GeoServer as the like data management hub. So it's really a great application for storing the data. So in my next section I'll probably publish the video on how to connect a GeoServer with the leaflet and then get the maps in form of WMS and WFS request. So I hope you enjoyed this section. Thank you for watching.